So this is now my working stone yard here. And, you know, a lot of these pieces I've gone out and collected, a lot of pieces I bought through the years.
I'm gonna interrupt you just for 1 second. I just want to see your hands. Because if you're working with stone, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're getting kind of gnarled.
Stone artist hands. Beautiful.
It's almost carved itself. As you look, here's the nose of some kind of crocodilian or lion face. Eyes will be in here.
Yeah,
you know, this is going to be an easy.
How do you lift it up
easy design, hard to carve because it's a very thin stone. But this will shine up really pretty.
How do you lift them?
Well, either I get some younger guys, like kids who are 50 years younger than me,
Yeah.
get two of them and they can lift it,
Oh
or
goodness.
I use my hydraulic lift or whatever.
Oh, okay, you've got one of those things.
That's travertine.
So soft, and then there's like little sparkles.
Yeah.
What is travertine? Is this like a metaphor?
It's a precipitate, actually, meaning it's a low area where water comes in and then these minerals over millions of years. I should have some giant pieces of
Okay.
that. I'll show you. If you look at the back of this, you can see the quarry marks where it cut through and then how it was busted out of the quarry. So I just decided to leave this as part of the history of this rock. This is kind of cool, just like hair or something in the back. But this weighs, like I said, over 1,000 pounds.
It's all like this feels like hummus. It's all spiky.
It feels like that, but it certainly weighs much denser stone. Now our local granite. This is a Little Rock granite. That head there.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of weight
Oh, really?
of granite, a cubic foot of granite weighs about 170 pounds. So you're looking at about a cubic foot plus maybe a third more there. So you're looking at something that weighs maybe 200, 250 pounds.
It's a big, heavy head.
Yeah, so people ask me, I'm afraid somebody's going to steal these. It would take two big muscle boys to lift these.
These are great.
If you have a wall outside, these are outdoor pieces. You don't have to have them inside. I've got them mounted on my block wall in the back. And they're extremely archival. So any collector who buys these is just a steward, because these things are going to last thousands and thousands of years.
What did you use to paint it? Was that brown?
These are commercial tiles.
Yeah.
And then I took glaze and saturated with iron oxide. And then the vagaries of the kiln produce these different color effects on it. And so, I take it up in the kiln, and then it fluxes and fuses with the glaze that's already on these tiles. From all the places I've traveled, their imagery, because I just loved it so much, and gave it my own twist and put it, into my own work.
Maybe it was a past life.
Yeah, certainly I think so.
Maybe you were one of those poor souls that got sacrificed.
Well, when we get to the bigger rocks, I'll tell you more of a story that relates to what you're saying.
Okay.
Now, all of these, this is a piece of limestone from Kansas, and I'll tell you more about it when we get over there.
Okay.
But this will eventually be intertwined reclining bodies, so kind of like an orgy of body parts intertwined and twisting on here. This will definitely be a backyard piece, not a front yard piece.
Very cool, Warren. Are you speaking from experience?
About it. Well, maybe when I was a younger man. Now that I'm older, that doesn't happen.
That's okay.
These are pieces I'm working on right now.
Oh, cool.
And these are all California exotics. And here is, just a beautiful piece of California marble. This is what the stone looked like here. And then here is the marble. This will polish up and look just like a jewel. And I think I have this done to 120 grit, so I'll probably take this stone up to 1,000. Okay. And it'll be really shiny. Come over here, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
You gotta shut that door.
Sorry.
Well, you know, it's so dusty.
Yeah, I bet.
Constantly dusting. But this is how this will be viewed. And, you know, it's another landscape piece there. And this is a highly eroded exotic California marble. And, you know, I'm polishing that up. The bottom will be polished. And the back. And this is really neat because it's eroded and it has these caverns going all the way through it.
Yeah, it's a natural carving process right there. That's some of Mother Nature's work.
Yep.
You're collaborating.
And then this is an interesting stone. This is stone I picked up. And this is the marble inside of it. And this will be a pretty simple piece because it looks like a parrot's face there. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably drill a couple of little circles in here for eyes, polish this up. It'll be a nice tabletop piece.
Yeah.
As all of these are going to be tabletop pieces.
So these are your tools. You do everything with this hammer.
Yeah, this is if you want to be a stone carver, you need an old hammer.
Yeah.
Well, you know that we're here.
Oh.
All right, this is a diamond planer. Planer is kind of like a saw for making, like putting bottoms on it or carving big flat areas. Mm-hmm. And this is diamond encrusted here. Wow. This is a sanding wheel here. This one is 24 grit. It's called a Zec pad. And so after you've cut it, you know, and you're starting to smooth it and do your final shaping, you'll use pieces like this. And then I have a number of those.
You don't have a toolbox, you have just a barrel. Yeah.
This is a saw. And this is, of course, diamond plated here. And so, you know, in your big stone pieces, you'll cut into it, and bust them off, cut into them. And then you take the other things, smooth it out, and then the hard work begins. And then
you probably have to replace your tools a lot.
Yes. Unfortunately, during the fire, I lost all of my tools.
Wow.
These are all replaced.
That's expensive. Hey Karen, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, last time I saw you, we were at In-N-Out. You probably don't remember. It was a very short meeting, but
yes, it was.
It's nice to see you again.
You too.
And then afterwards, these are what I do to shape. Here's a little planer. This is a sander. You know, here's a diamond bit that goes on here, and then these have to be like Italian diamonds. If you get knockoffs, they're no good on the hard stones I use.
Really?
Yeah, if this was a Korean knockoff, it would only last like 5 seconds. This stone here is from Eastern Canada. Now I bought it in Art City Studios, and he brought it in. It was an ancient limestone deposit that was hit by a meteor. And then the impact and heat from the meteor marbleized it.
What?
Yeah, and then you got colorants in whatever this intrusion is that probably came from the meteor.
Yeah, that's super cool. There's a star on it too. Look at that. Some alien graffiti?
Alien graffiti, yes.
Nice.
This stone came from an island in Alaska. It's a quarry that they no longer mine, so it's very hard to get this kind of rock. And if you look here, big, beautiful clam fossils.
Oh.
You know, and all kinds of pieces of fossils all through this stone. And to get an idea of the age of these clams, this is 400 million year old fossils. Our ancestors 400 million years ago were fish.
Yeah.
Fish. There were no land animals. There were only insects and plants on dry land 400 million years ago.
How amazing. And now it's in your backyard.
And now it's in my
Warren
backyard.
came along
Warren came
history,
along.
and he carved something on it.
Yes, that I did. Do anything. We're kind of just transport it to the next. And so, it gave me a really interesting idea of stewardship, because I bought this rock. I could break it up into gravel if I wanted, but is that just? Is that right? Because basically we hold things and move them on to the future as a steward. So I decided I'm not carving this, but I had saw cuts already on here, and so then I carved the saw cuts. I still need to do some work on here to polish. Stuff there right in here, so you can kind of see what this is going to look like when I'm actually finished with it. And you can see the fossils in there, and the clams and things like that.
Those little souls all trapped in this. Okay, Warren, tell me how old this is again?
400 million years.
My
That predates land animals.
Amazing.
Now this is a bench. This is actually pinned to this.
Yeah.
And when it gets set up wherever it ends up, it works me out. And so you can be in your garden and sit here, checking out your sculpture garden, whatever, which is what I get to do. And just kind of look around and survey the beauty that you've surrounded yourself with, Hermosa. And they have a park there called Parque La Venta, where the Mexican government has brought in all the big Olmec heads from the jungles, basically to protect them. And I've been there a number of times in my life, but there is where I really discovered my roots to the Olmecs, because I'm sitting there looking at sculptures that are like this size, that size of the new rock, and thinking about these. And 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, some artisan made this. Here, having a discussion. This guy starts the discussion. He's gone.
Yeah.
I'm here. Thinking about it, looking at these pieces. Having a discussion with somebody via the sculptures that they left. And it really made me think now, because I'm here catapulting into the future, and I'm starting a discussion that somebody's going to have with me thousands of years from now, because these big stones aren't going anywhere. That dance floor that I put in this and the different layers are going to be here. They get discovered 5,000 years from now, they're going to look just like what I put in the ground.
Yeah.
And so, here was that ancient guy, here was me. And the sculptures I was looking at were like 3,000 BC, so we're looking at 5,000 years. Now I've turned and started a discussion this way, and then somebody out here will have it, because these aren't going away. These are extreme, unless a nuclear bomb takes us out, melts it. When I get up every day, I try and make it the best day I can. I try and add value to everyone in my life and everything around me, and make the world a little better place. Every day I do that. I try to add value to the world.
Well, you know what? That whole deep question that I just asked you, and then the whole entire mystical answer that you just gave me, the universe didn't want me to have that because it didn't record it. So I guess that's just going to be a secret between us.
We can redo it.
Oh no, it's okay. That was just too good, but I'll remember what you said, and yeah, you'll just
If
have
you
to
put this on Facebook, you can put it on the comment.
We'll have to just write out that whole dialogue. Warren's take on mortality. It's not mortality, it's legacy that he's into. And he's gonna have to come back. He's gonna have to come back to continue the work, but he'll have to find a new body.
Well, about mortality, everything I like requires death, because the things that have motivated me, the passion I have for my children, and then the children and the love of children. When I picked up my son when he was first born, I never knew love like that. But to have children requires you get them to adulthood, then we got to get out of the way, because they got, my son has 5 kids now. I'm basically in the way as far as the universe perpetuating himself. Now we are almost 4 feet above the bottom.
Oh my goodness, how
Here.
did you
So
dig
the
this
bottom is the dance floor.
Am I supposed to be
You can
in
walk
there?
anywhere you want.
Okay.
The bottom, 4 feet below us, is a ceramic tile dance floor. And we actually have pictures of us ballroom dancing on there. And it is one giant mural. Then directly on top of that are small installations that guest artists put on it. Then there was 2 feet of dirt. And then there was a huge installation of ceramics that I put in it. And you can see some stuff sticking out. Those are actually coming up from the bottom, the second layer. We're standing on the 3rd layer from the bottom. And then this is an installation put out here by Dr. Grubb of his grubs, his little creatures he made for the future. And
So you have 2 layers already. How many layers do you plan on doing?
well, this one and then one above it.
Okay, so
And
4.
this one is under construction right now. So over today and tomorrow, this layer will be finished.
And how did you dig all this out?
Well, I was going to dig it by hand. The first big installation I put underground, which is in the other yard, I dug it by hand and it took me 10 months. This was going to take me probably 2 years to hand dig it, so I actually hired a backhoe guy. And he did it in 4 hours.
Good.
And it cost me like $700.
Oh,
So I think that
wow.
was worth it.
For sure. Did you find anything cool when you dug it up?
Dirt.
Just dirt?
Just dirt.
That's it? Well.
Yeah. But now there's cool stuff in this.
Yeah.
place. You know, and then what's very interesting is I've created a whole false narrative as we go up. The dance floor is 4 feet below us, which historically is a long time. You know, it's almost simultaneous, really, because it's 2 weeks it took me to fill the dirt up, and the next week it took me about 3 weeks to fill the dirt up. Where these heads are sticking out.
So is this like it's kind of like a practical joke?
Yes.
What kind of society was this?
Yeah,
Have you ever taken like
exactly.
an...
I've created a whole false tribal situation here with tribal imagery and everything else.
Now that's an epic sense of humor you've got.
Well, you know, we need to lighten up.
Yeah.
You know, and right now we're in a time period where people have forgotten to not take themselves so seriously.
Yeah.
Betty, you're...
Or is there like a specific spot?
No,
I should
you're
say?
gonna pick your spot that you want to have a wonderful sculpture.
I think I'll have her head facing north, maybe? Which is that way, right?
Yep.
And then I think she should just lay like this.
And Betty, tell me the history of this piece and who did it belong to?
Well, the history of this piece was, it was my father's. He would go to Arizona a lot, and he picked this piece up in Arizona. And I had it after he passed away. I brought it home to live with me, but it fell over and the head fell off. She lost her head. So I brought it to Warren's house to see if he could possibly do some surgery. And then I saw this installation and I really wanted to have a piece go into it for me. So we came up with this idea. So she'll be facing north and she'll just be laying here looking up at the stars. Get back to it, because I know you're a busy man and you've got lots of legacy making to do.
Let me
Okay.
just show you what people are working on.
Okay. Hey, it was nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice.
Beautiful. Yes.
So this is like guest artists come here and work in ceramics. These are all local Allen Valley artists. Chaz,
Hi.
Sarah, this is Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty.
Nice to meet you as well.
And these are the pieces they've constructed here, and they're making backings for them right now. Katrina, because she practices. She is a professional, well, actually a talented amateur contest winning ballroom dancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She trains at studio we train at.
How neat. That's a great time to
They're
pass
making
time.
backing.
know anything about this.
Now these are pieces that they made today that will be fired.
My sister, Lana.
Hello,
She
Lana.
loves sleeping.
Lana like Lana Turner.
Absolutely.
And they're pieces that they made last week and been fired, and so they're now making backings for them so that they can mount them and take them
You guys
home.
are so busy.
And this is Anna Latia. Do you know her?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good and yourself?
I'm Betty.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, do you speak Spanish?
No, I don't.
Oh, 'cause she
I'm
does-
Filipino.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
Betty-
¿Cómo
her-
está?
¿cómo está, Betty?
Yeah, the street, N Street, Emory Street.
I know, it's from your dad.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I just put one of his pieces in the
So,
Installation.
just for your knowledge, I think we follow in Instagram or Facebook.
probably Facebook because I don't really know how to work Instagram still.
Oh,
I'm one of those people.
Well, Instagram is much better than
Yeah, I've got to get with it.
So, well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as
in
well.
person, yeah.
So on the weekends, we have a lot of people who come here to make art.
Well, Karen, if I don't see you before I leave, have a safe trip to Germany, okay?
Did you see the piece I made for my mom?
No, I haven't.
And I still don't know what I'm doing.
It's a skill, the nail. They don't stay straight. So you look at the nail.
That's so sweet.
That's a picture of her when she first met my dad when she was 18. Beautiful.
That is.
It's really hard to paint drawing faces.
It is. It really is. Hands and faces. Those have always been like really difficult for me. Sure. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
Look at, is that an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do.
Are you gonna airdrop it?
Airdrop.
Okay. Bye, you guys. It was so nice meeting you.